do a video on just my lock journey so far. So your girl locked her hair or installed Microlocs on July 29th. So it has been just a little bit over 5 months. The experience has been just, oof, I'm gonna get into that. But I wanted to talk about why I chose Microlocs and just give a little bit of inspiration and encouragement to any other person that is considering locking their hair. So I chose Microlocs because it just really fit me. And right now I know that I had just literally oiled my entire scalp. So I have this thing over it so that the oil's not coming down into my face. But why I chose Microlocs. Okay, so I knew I wanted to lock my hair for a little over a year, but I was not informed fully of when to start that process. But I think I ended up locking it or installing the locks at the right time. But I chose to lock my hair to get more freedom and to embrace the beauty of the hair that God has given me. So that was like a main thing that made me want to lock my hair. Why I chose Microlocs. Well, I think I was interested in locks for a while, but if I'm honest with you, I didn't have a lot of research. So I kind of always saw either the traditional locks or the sister locks and not really like the Microlocs where I grew up at. So I had no idea that they even existed. And I first was considering sister locks, but I was like, I want to break free from feeling like I have a bunch of rules that I have to follow for my hair. So I did not want to do sister locks. And I'm not saying that if you get sister locks, there's no freedom in it. It's just, you have to go to a certified sister loctician. There's a certain grid pattern that you have to follow. And I didn't want to follow all of that. For traditional locks, they're beautiful, but they just are not what I was wanting. So I felt like the Microlocs kind of fit my face a little bit more. I did end up microlocking my hair myself, or I guess installing the Microlocs myself. It took me 4 days because I have 330 Microlocs. Believe it or not, it doesn't look like it, but these are the babies. And I kind of spent like a couple of days or a couple of hours each day. So probably maybe 4 or 5 hours, give or take, each day. So I took my time with it. I was definitely doing it after I got off of work. And then I did spend a good solid maybe 6 or 7 hours on a Sunday or something like that. Another thing I wanted to hit on was just the freedom of Microlocs. If you're maybe considering locks, Microlocs are so beautiful. Yes, they are time consuming to install, but they're definitely worth it. And just the upkeep of it. I know a lot of people like to get interlocked or reties to upkeep their Microlocs. And by the way, I am not a loctician. I'm just sharing my experience. But you can have options. You can either get them retwisted, or you can get interlocked, or you can alternate between the two for upkeep. I've actually gotten both, and I'll kind of share my thoughts on that actually right now. So at first, I was gonna do interlock or reties, and then I was like, after I did them for 4 days, I was gonna try to do them myself, and I was like, I cannot do this. My hands were tired after working on my hair for 4 days and installing all these little baby tiny little locks. My hands were tired, so I'm like, we are going to a loctician to get this upkept. So I didn't end up getting my first retwist until October. So I had waited 3 months, and I followed kind of advice from everybody else. They were you have some time, let them kind of get the moisture out a little bit so that they can lock up faster. So I kind of was just following that. I'm not saying that that's what you should do. That's just what I followed. And the retwist was actually cool. It took the woman, like, well, it took her time to wash my hair. I think she like took a break to eat some food. So like all in that time frame, it took about 3 hours, maybe 3 hours and 15 minutes. It could have gone by a lot faster, but I think she's kind of new to retwisting, so it did take a little bit of a while. And then recently I got my hair interlocked for the first time, and that was an experience. That took like 4.5 hours. It took a long time. But she moved really fast, and this loctician was very experienced. I will say between the two, I'm probably going to lean more towards getting retwists and then maybe getting some upkeep done with interlock, like maybe once a year. I don't know, we will see. But after having my first interlocking experience or first retie, I will say I did not like it. Like, no, I do not like it. I like the fact that I can get my hair wet and like they're not gonna come out. Like that root, it is locked down. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be that tight, but they were tight. Like the first night, I had some discomfort like laying on the back of my head. I had to just sleep on one side and have like my hand like holding it. And look, y'all can see all this oil. Anyways, I had to kind of like protect my scalp after all of that. So I will say, when I've been doing research, not every person gets interlocking right, like not every loctician, but there's a lot of locticians that do them way too tight and they'll end up putting holes like in your locks. So I will just say, I think I'm gonna just stick with the retwist. I will say one of the pros though of like reties was, girl, boy, you can see the difference. Like you can see the length, like it stays, like my locks stayed to here. The back ones, here's one. And it's really this long, but like you can see it stays right here. Whereas with the retie, they shrink up a lot. Like you get a lot of shrinkage because it's all that moisture that's going in, and kind of like with that comb or if you're palm rolling, that's like shrinking up those roots, that new growth. So the pro for reties is you can see the length. It stays, like the style lasts. The cons for me was it hurt. I had a lot of itchiness in my scalp, and I've been oiling my head like every other day, and I've been spraying rose water on it every day, and like organic rose water. So I will say that I will probably take my time getting another retie. As far as retwist goes, a lot of people with Microlocs do not get retwist, or they get it one time and they're like, oh, I'm sick of this, I don't want it no more, because I guess it doesn't last that long. I'm honest with you, like I have 4C here. That retwist, like I still have parts that are retwist and you can see it. Like the only parts I feel like that were coming undone was like the top locks right here, because of just like, you know, that's the part I touch a lot. Sometimes I might put something on that area, like a headband, a hat, and that might come undone, like the locks then, the retwist then. But I thought they were pretty good. Yes, you can't see noticeable definition yet, but honestly, like I'd rather get retwists than to get the interlock. It just was very painful. Not even the installation. I mean, that was a little bit, but it was really afterwards, and the itchiness, and like it just very tight. Like it took me, after getting my hair interlocked, I got my hair interlocked last week on Thursday. I still have tightness in some places. It's been a week, and I've been praying to the Lord for new growth to like kind of wear out some of this tension. Plus, I had seen a lot of just crazy like Reddit comments about some girl getting Microloc, getting her hair interlocked, and then like the person like locking, like I guess combining the locks to save time. I don't know. So my loctician did not do that. I made sure, because I counted every last lock after she was done, and she did not do me dirty. So I'm very thankful to her. I don't know if they're supposed to be that tight. I'm gonna ask her the next time I go, and you know, maybe when I get it again, which I will get interlocked, we'll get my hair interlocked again. I'll probably let her know, like, please don't do it so tight. Like, maybe have like a little bit of new growth. Because I also heard from some other reviews that like they're supposed to leave a little bit of new growth, so that, you know, your hair is not thinning out and stuff. There are cons to the interlocking where your hair can just thin out with all that tension, and then if they're too tight, and then, you know, people get them done like every 6 weeks. One thing about my loctician is she gave me a lot of options. She was like, you can alternate between the two. Like, you can get your hair retied and then get a retwist, then get retie, get retwist. So she's like, some people do that. And she told me I don't have to come back till 2 months from now. So I think if you find a loctician that works with you and you can have those conversations and you have Microlocs, then that's the way to go. So some of them, I don't know how they are, but I know mine, she was cool. So yeah, I will say, like, what I love about my locks is just like how like freeing it is, and like how flow free they are. You know, like, it's really helped me to embrace the hair that the Lord has given me, and to not like feel like I have to be living up to some sort of societal standard of beauty. So that's been really interesting and nice to kind of like play out. And then also too, like, something that God was reminding me was to be patient in this process. I'm not gonna lie, your girl was like a month ago, like literally thinking about putting in Microloc extensions, which thank God those things are expensive, because I was trying to do the math, and the math was mathing a little too much. It was like, just to buy Microloc extensions, 330 of them, that's automatically like $500. And that's if they're even real, if they're even good quality. And then to get them installed is about $1,000. So God was like, huh, you thought? So that was really interesting. So it's taught me to really just embrace my own like hair, and being patient, that like, just like how you plant like a flower or you plant a seed, like, it's gonna take time to grow. And so it's gonna take time for this to grow, but you can really see just the length. When I had started with my locks, sorry guys, let me wipe this. When I started with my locks, I had whatchamacallit, like about this much hair. And so now these are how it looks. And it's growing, it's taking its time. Yeah, it's taking its time. Oh God. So, but I really do love it, and I'll let you guys just kind of see like what my hair looks like. Very thick. If you ask me what the density of my hair is, I can't even begin to tell you. Yeah. And right now they're going through like this budding stage where it's like nothing but frizz. I'm not mad at it. I think what gets me is when you wear these nails and then like one of these little hangnails underneath gets caught up in the lock, and then you're like, oh, and it like snags it. So like my nails do be catching some snags on that frizz. Guys, look at all this oil. I'm sorry, I had to alleviate that itchiness. It was so bad. Guys, it was so bad. So I'm gonna talk to her next time I go and keep you peeps updated on if she just did them like way too tight. I don't know how to get all this done, but anyways, yeah, that's just a little bit of my lock experience. I do love them. If you're thinking about getting them, pray about it, guys. Pray about it to Jesus. He will answer your prayers. But I tell you one thing, it's so worth it, especially, you know, for African American women. you know, to really enjoy the hair that God is giving you, and to not feel like you have to, you know, have, you know, a certain type of hairstyle to be accepted in the culture. That is not true. That's a lie. So just know that. But I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to say? I might come out with some more videos. We'll see. But anyways, bye.